know, is different from Fresh Prince. They kept on just comparing and that, you know. When I did watch the first season, I was like, okay, this is I can get with it. Then when the second season came, then it's like you see the dynamic between Martin and Pam, Martin and Cole, Martin and Tisha.
Right.
You know, I was just like, what? I would be dying of laughter. Like I had to go work the next morning. We stay up like 11, maybe stay up to like 1 in the morning just watching Martin, you know, reruns. And I was like, I could not, crying in my eyes, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, there's a thing people say I can watch Martin like their new episode.
Yes.
Like that's so true.
Much. It's too much. Man, I just feel like that show, even because, like, you know, like it has its golden. I think that the season, in my opinion, like the season 2 to season 3, like they're the best. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. You know, in the 5 it just dips down. You know, but those 3 seasons, it's like it's possibly like the most funniest.
Yeah, that's the golden age of Martin.
You know what I mean? So like, man, you know, but yeah, that was my like first impressions of 2. But let me ask you, GQ, what did you seeing as we were talking about like comebacks? Because, you know, Martin and Eddie, they both, it was like a different pathway they made it to film. You know what I mean? As you said, Eddie was on SNL, you know, which was like before Living Color, you know, you could say it was like a sketch comedy before. Then he went into movies like with 48 Hours and Golden Child. With Martin, he came into prominence was like, I think he had a TV show before where there was a guest, like he used to be. I'm trying to think.
Oh, What's Happening Now?
That's the one, you know.
I seen one episode of it on YouTube. And Martin was so young.
Oh,
Martin like was so young. He was like skinny.
Yeah.
Yo, skinny.
It's crazy. Rerun. I remember Rerun who appears in Martin. He was in that show. Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't believe it. That was like the 80s. It was like, you know, the 80s and that, you know. So like he came through that. He was doing stand-up, like, you know, on the circuit, and like he, you know, House Party became such a big hit. He reprised his role in House Party 2, and he appeared with Eddie in Boomerang, which is a very, very classic film. I love Boomerang, man. We talked about the last one about Robin Givens, you know, Halle Berry is, you know, one of the best, you know, like I love that movie because like it has all the like the top stars, you know, Martin, Eddie, you know, Halle Berry, Robin Givens, you know, it's a great cast of characters, you know, but
go check out Boomerang.
Yeah, check Boomerang 100%. But then like Martin, it was like 1992, he became the host of Def Comedy Jam. Then he had the Martin TV series, you know.
Hey, that was his year. That was his, to me, that was his breakout year, 92, 93.
Yeah.
He really broke out.
He was slaying it. I felt like Martin, in my opinion, if you could say Eddie dominated the 80s, Martin, I think he took over. You know, he was 90s, you know.
Yeah, the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, he was killing it. But what do you think, like, as I said, like after like the Martin series, like in between, Martin was progressing into films. You know, he did Bad Boys, and he was doing films earlier. With like the film side of like Eddie and Martin, you know, and you did mention like Eddie Murphy's comeback. You know, like I'm not the elephant. You know, the elephant in the room. Like what?
Go ahead.
You know,
go ahead. Lay it down, bro. Lay it down, bro.
As good as Eddie Murphy is, in the 90s, he had a lot of movies that were
trash. Hey, go ahead and say it, man. Go
ahead where does this tale start? Okay, I gotta adjust my hat.
Hey, speak of truth, man. Speak of truth.
Bro, I think this all started after Boomerang. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think it was after Boomerang movie. Like Beverly Hills Cop 3 came out around that time, and that was just man. It didn't have the same magic of the first two, you know. Then Vampire in Brooklyn, you know, comes out.
Hey man, when you said that, why does why is it that the third sequels always bomb? So
You know,
I think we spoke this like off
we
camera last time.
yeah.
Why is it that the third sequel always bomb?
Always. I think, man, I think what it is sometimes, I think, maybe like the story in most of them, like is already finished in the sequel,
Hmm.
second one. Then I think the third one, sometimes it just feels like it's a cash grab.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think like the directors or the actors are passionate,
Nah.
about it, but it's just, it was terrible, man. Like Beverly Hills Cop 3. And then like so there's probably one I'm missing, but like Vampire in Brooklyn came. There's a film I like, but it didn't do too well in the box office. It's called Metro. I don't know if you've seen this. I always loved that. I thought that was a cool film, but like to the world, like Metro was a bomb, for the
I think
money.
Metro is one of those movies. It's like underrated,
Very,
maybe. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
underrated, or it's either you love it or you hate
Or
it.
you hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I think like because I was like, I thought even without Eddie Murphy, I still thought it was a cool, story, cool like action, flick.
right.
You know what I mean? But some people they hated it. Like that, man, if you check any review on YouTube, IMDb, they hate Metro, So so like in the 90s, like the only movie that was really cool that was his was Nutty Professor. Like that was the only one like
Right.
universally, like everyone like adores, they adore Nutty Professor. But like man, and I'm not talking even about the Shrek films. Like I mean, let's discount the Shrek films because it's like
Right.
but you got Pluto Nash.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No.
Even the name.
I read don't even remember that movie. Yeah, I've seen previews. I'm like, I'm just gonna pass on this movie. You could, yeah.
Oh my God, is that there is Night Professor 2. I have to put that in. I actually think it's cool. I still think the first one, like the first one is
Oh
so
yeah.
one of my favorite top 5 Eddies, the first Night Professor. The second one, I can bear it.
My favorite scene from the clones is when Sherman and Buddy Love reunite at the movie
Yes.
theater. Like, who was it? Janet Jackson was just standing there looking lost. I'm like,
It's
yo,
like,
like, who
but
is this fight?
it's like you haven't lost the house of the mom. How you doing, Chunky Bud? Yeah, who's this girl? I like her. And they were mentioning like Jada Pinkett from the other film.
Yeah.
It was
He's
nuts.
like, Sherman, Sherman. Somebody was like looking at him. He was like, what the hell
How
you
you
looking
looking
at?
at? I can still watch it. I could whatever you
But
see.
nah, I skipped the clumps too. I watched,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm telling man, the comes to then I know like because he was still doing the Shrek series into 2000. Then he
Yeah.
had Dreamgirls, but there's these ones in between. Like I checked, there was one with
Please
Robert
don't
De
say, please don't
Niro
say.
called Showtime.
I
There was
love
another one called
I love Showtime.
That's Showtime.
I love Showtime.
Yeah.
And I know what movie you're about to say next. I kind of love I Spy. I don't know what it is about I Spy. That movie is entertaining to me. Like Kelly Robinson.
Yeah.
Hey, the way he smacked that one dude when he was in the boxing ring.
Yeah.
Love it.
The one in the middle when he's like, "Can't go to the rest."
And he slapped the hell out of that dude
Oh,
like so fast. And he got mad. I'm like,
yeah. Then it's